Boom, here we go. Hey, what's up, Ward Wrestling Live here. We have a familiar guest. I know that you guys see him all over the wrestling community here in Florida. It's the one and only Conor Beebe. I know we've had him on a couple times where we've spoke about himself and his career. If you didn't know, four-time Illinois state champ, four-time D1 national qualifier at Central Michigan. He coached at Gardner-Webb, Lions, Northwestern, and now he's the owner and coach of Beebe Trained, the Florida chapter. They do have an Illinois chapter with his brothers and his dad and all them. But he's here with us. He's got that Beebe Trained down there. He's got some great things happening now that we're coming open, and he's here to talk about what he's offering there, his foundation, and then he's got a great camp coming up. So, hey, Conor, man, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. Nice that we're talking on the other end of this now, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
It's good to see you, man. I know you've been busy. You've been doing these virtual trainings. You've been getting mats for kids. You've been really out in the community. Everybody I talk to really thanks you a lot for doing what you're doing and offering the virtual platform. So that's pretty dope. And so what's the next step now, man? What's going on? You getting back open?
So we're planning on opening within a week or two here, either at Admiral Farragut or we're exploring other options of facilities because there are certain limitations that we might have to go through when it comes to being in the Farragut gym. But it's up in the air right now. I expect to be on the mat no matter where it is, as long as there's a mat. Our coaching staff and we have our athletes, we're going to get in and we're going to get better. So we'll be on the mat within a week and a half, I think.
Awesome. Your boy Joe up in North Central says, what's up? Conor, sent me a super cool shirt. I thought you probably saw when I was wearing it. Fear the Bird. Nice.
Oh, yeah. He's doing great things up there.
Man, we'll get you back on, Joe. I'm trying to get this. I'm getting a little better at this. So I looked at your page and I saw that it's looking real nice. It looks like you added some cool stuff there. I saw where you're doing kind of an all-women's practice. You're offering a freestyle and Greco session, your virtual session, which we've all seen you've been doing, and something really important to the game of wrestling that I've learned over the last month and a half that I've been talking to a bunch of people in this community is the mental training. You do a lot of mental training with kids, coaches, whoever wants to jump on. And that's pretty dope. So that's Beebe Trained. Talk about your sessions, when they are, how can people reach out and get involved? I saw you have some stuff that's completely filled, which is good.
So we actually, all of our information's on my website, beebetrained.com. Pretty simple to go there and check it out. We're offering, as soon as we get into the room, this session's pretty much going to run straight through till camp because we've had enough time off the mats right now for our guys. Usually we go 2 to 3 months and then we take a 2-week break and then we get right back into it. But we've already had this massive break. So now it's time to get back in, get some freestyle in, and then jump right into folk style with camp. So as soon as the doors open, we're in there, so whatever limitations or whatever we have to do in order to stay safe and keep our parents and our athletes, going on the right track and bettering themselves on and off the mat. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah. And I had one of the Morris twins, I was texting with him today, and tell us, since you are a club owner, he was asking a question. What does it look like as far as timetable to see? I know you mentioned that you're opening up in the next few days. What has USA sent out or the National High School Association sent out that states that, okay, it's a full go?
Well, I mean, they've sent out a few things and it's all the same stuff, right? It's all the same as far as I think they're doing a good job in protecting themselves. But you're seeing clubs all over the country or all over the state right now are open, and they're pretty much open full force. you see a lot of precautions that are being taken, less spectators in the room, less parents in the room, mopping the mat before and after every session, limiting kids. Some are limiting participants in the room, and others are kind of, it's full go right now. You just got to take the right precautions as far as, temperatures and stuff like that. And I think it's important for parents and athletes to be conscious of the situation and not come to practice when you're not feeling the best, So, unfortunately for our sport though, contact is needed, right? Because it's literally physical resistance. It's physical chess. That's what our sport is. You can't have practice without having contact. So, you just have to do, as a coach, you just have to do the right things and trying to keep everybody as safe as you possibly can through this crazy time.
And that's awesome. Hey, Shane McCall just shouted you out. He said, can't wait to see the impact Coach Beebe will have on Florida wrestling after a few years. He's already doing great things, but the vibe is that the best is yet to come. So,
hope so.
Yeah, good little shout out.
We're putting together the groundwork right now. The foundation's there. Right. All that needs to happen now is we just need to keep stacking these bricks and make it to what I think it can get to.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to get down there too. I was messaging my sister-in-law last night trying to see when's a good time to come back down to the brewery, because I know they had a soft opening where the city kind of let everybody be open 25% last week or 2 weeks ago, and then I'm hearing this week that they can go to 50%. So, one thing about St. Pete, man, they tell me, at least from my sister and brother-in-law, they're real strict with their laws. And I mean, we've seen the city become a really cool place. So that's probably why,
Absolutely. It's one of the fastest growing cities in America. So
yeah, I can't wait to get down there and see you, man. So, I know you started this all women's practice. That's dope. And we've got big things happening today. We're hoping that FHSAA says it's a full go and they get the go ahead. And what will that mean to your club, to clubs statewide? And I got to imagine we're going to go from the amount of girls we have now, and it's just going to skyrocket.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this before, and many people have come on here and said the same thing. Is women's wrestling is the fastest growing sport right now, and to not recognize it is crazy. So we've gone in the direction of, we got a great coach, Coach LaRusso, who's just full-fledged on women's wrestling, and he's one of the best individuals I've ever met, and he's super passionate about it, and he's the one that actually presented it to me, and I pretty much said, yes, let's do this. It's crazy that I haven't even come up with this idea yet, because you see the trend right now, not only in Florida, but all over the country. Women's wrestling is growing huge, right? So to get it sanctioned would just be massive. Just imagine how much faster it's going to grow when it's actually sanctioned compared to, right now it's just exploding, but it's gonna take off once you sanction it. So yeah, we unfortunately, our plans got cut through the COVID situation. So hopefully we can get back and I know LaRusso's texting me up pretty much every day. Hey man, when can we get in the room? Hey man, when can we get in the room? Let's get this started. I'm like, I'm with you. I really want to get it started too. So as soon as the doors open, we're still planning on going full force with the all female practice, and then have them join our practices on the weekends or whenever we can. Scheduling is going to be kind of crazy, and limitations are going to be kind of crazy, but we're going to find a way to work it out and make this thing work. And then hopefully once the restrictions and stuff get lifted completely, we can explode.
Awesome, man. Hey, so I know through this COVID, you were very adamant about trying to get a mat in every house. And I know your foundation mats for kids kind of took off. People are a little bit, they're allowed out of their house and stuff now. So I'm sure you're not getting as many calls or asks, but how awesome is it? How awesome has it been? And how many did you finally achieve?
So we got to 44, and then it started slowing down. I think, like you said, I think people are now able to get out and into their wrestling rooms, or you see a lot of people getting creative, right? So a lot of people are forming practices out of their basements, or not basements, garages, and things like that, and sheds and stuff like that. So you're seeing a lot of people get creative and come together through this time in the wrestling community. So I think that's kind of where we kind of died off as far as mats for kids. But I know that I filled. I'm pretty positive that I filled every single order that we had, and that's a testament to the wrestling community. If you didn't get your mat, please reach out to me. I'm almost positive that we got it out to everybody. At least I tried to. So we got 44 mats. I think that was a little over $3,000 that we raised, which is unbelievable. Like I said in the beginning, the first time I interviewed with you, I did it on accident.
Yeah.
I didn't mean for it to become a thing, and it just kind of rolled into it. And I thought, what better way to help the wrestling community than do something that I can speak out for. So.
Yeah, well, it can really become a big thing. I mean, it went from now you were just filling houses. Now you probably filled neighborhoods, like 44 houses have a mat. So now that's the neighborhood mat, right? People are coming
That's right.
to the block. But yeah, I mean, it can not only support mats for kids, it could become mats for underprivileged communities, whatever it could become, to get mats in the right place so these kids can train. That's awesome.
Yep.
So we've been hot and cold on camps. First it was canceled. First it wasn't canceled. Dates were changed. You had some clinicians. Then NCAA smacked your hand. So
Yeah.
those guys, because I think a lot of your wrestler clinicians have now become head coaches in the wrestling world, and they can't do that damn thing now. So they got to stay and recruit and do what it is. But talk about your camp, man. I see that you've got dates up now. You've got location all set up, and now it looks like you've got clinicians out there. So, man, let's talk about your camp. What's planned? What the dates are? Who's coming?
Yeah. So unfortunately, the NCAA they extended what they call a dead period, which is for the coaches. They're not allowed to be around prospective student athletes or do any type of recruiting during the dead period. So the dead period extended past when our camp is. So we had to, Scotty Sintez had to drop out, and same with Jason Surtis, which is a huge bummer. But good news is we filled it with amazing clinicians, right? I'm so freaking excited about this camp. We got Ryan Deacon coming in, #1 wrestler in the country at 157, undefeated, made it to Final X. If you haven't heard of Ryan Deacon, you haven't heard of wrestling. The guy's a superstar. I was fortunate enough to coach him at Northwestern for a year. So I have a little bit of a relationship with him, and I'm excited for him to come out and spread what he knows about the sport to our youth here. We have David Thorne, 2-time All-American from Minnesota. He runs his own camp system in Minnesota. So again, another guy that is going to be awesome for not only the athletes, but for me, running this is my first camp on my own. I've done camps for Northwestern and Gardner Webb and things like that. But putting together a camp just solely on my own, it's going to be good for me to pick his brain a little bit, since he's, creating a formula. So great guy for our athletes and myself to learn from. Clay Guida coming in, UFC, a Hall of Famer. If you don't know who he is, YouTube him. It's one of the most exciting fighters in all of MMA. So I'm always excited to have him in the building. He's actually stopped into our room once out of nowhere. He said, "I'm in St. Pete. You want me to pop into the room?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." Walked in the room. No one knew who he was because he was all clean cut and didn't look like the crazy fighter that he is in the octagon until he actually sat all my kids down and talked to him, and everybody's eyes blew up. They're like, "Holy cow, I didn't know that was Clay Guida," you know? So it's going to be amazing to have him. Brandon Hatchett, Florida legend, I think he was a two-time All-American national finalist out of Lehigh. I coached with him for a few years at Northwestern. So again, someone that I'm very familiar with, and I'm excited to have him out at camp as well. The guy's got some of the craziest movement and moves. His wrestling is unbelievably creative. So whenever I can pick his brain on wrestling, I'm in the room trying to pick his brain. So it'll be good for our Florida talent to be able to see one of their own that has done exceptional things in the sport. So that. We also have a couple more that we're working on right now that I can't say it's not solidified yet. So we have a couple more that we're hoping to sprinkle in there as well. But I think that cast right there is just a cast of a ton of heavy hitters that I'm extremely excited that we put this together. It's kind of last second because two of our clinicians dropped out and I was kind of scrambling. It's a good thing that this wrestling community is so tight knit because it literally took me a day and I had three new clinicians, so.
So what about, excuse me. So I think I saw it goes Wednesday to Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can either stay, you can be
Yep.
a camper, a sleep camper, or you can
Commute.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
two different processes. I'm sure the campers, they probably get tickets to eat or whatever, things like that.
Yep.
And then how are your days set up?
So we're going to go 3 sessions a day. And the first 2 sessions are going to be more technique type sessions. And then the last session will be more of a sparring, learning how to drill and a little bit of live wrestling. So that's pretty much the focus of the camp. When I go to clinics and things like that, I try to, not only, my big thing is to make you better, right? This isn't going to be one of those camps where it's going to be, we're going to try to get you in shape in 4 days, right? That's craziness. It's more going to be, listen, we're going to show you unbelievable technique that you're going to be able to pass on to your clubs or in your wrestling, as well as show you the right types of ways to train your body and get your body ready to go to compete at the highest level.
That's awesome. So will it be one of those camps where like the last day is a tournament, at the end of each day, some tournament stuff, some live goes?
Yeah. So the last day, what we'll do is we're still trying to all out, but the last day is most likely going to be a tournament style where the parents can come and watch, hopefully if these restrictions get lifted. But the parents will be able to go, we'll weigh all the kids in on the first day and try to put them in brackets to block weights, obviously, to where bracket them to kids they're similar size and throw like a round robin type bracket out there.
If not, I'll just bring my camera and we'll go live from Ward Wrestling Live. And
there you go.
Matches right there.
Yeah, there you go.
I only have one phone, but we can attempt to do it, or I can bring a bunch of laptops, I guess. I don't know.
Or we could just put a screen in the parking lot that the parents have to watch in the parking lot.
Yeah, the camera's up, and I could probably have someone to help me out. But that'd be pretty cool. So
absolutely.
Also, the camp's coming up. I'm excited to hear camps are opening. I'm excited to hear you guys are going to be back on the mat. I'm glad I was able to get you back on. I know we've been talking about it, and then the young man today got sick, so he's going to reschedule. And I was like, man, what an opportunity. Let's call him up. So I hit you up. And it worked out. So that's
Absolutely.
awesome. And as we get closer, if you want to do anything else, man, we'll jump on and do some more stuff. I've got 10 questions for you. Well, first of all, is there anything else that you want to talk about camp? I'm guessing that when we get off here, you'll share this. You'll post the links on the comments so people can get in there. I found something online yesterday where I posted it might have been an old brochure, because I know you went on and kind of mentioned things have changed. So if you want to post anything like that on there, please feel free. And is there anything else you want to touch on before we get into the 10 questions?
No, just visit beebetrained.com to catch up on everything that we're doing here in St. Pete, and hopefully you can become part of the family out here.
Yeah, man, I know that my plan is to bring at least one of my kids to your camp. I just haven't figured out the logistics yet, because I know with my wife and plans and stuff, but I know that she's agreed that barring there's no major catastrophes, God willing, she's agreed that at least if I only do one camp this year, it can be Conor Beebe. So
there you go. I like that.
I think it helps that her sister's like 10 minutes from you too. So
there you go.
Awesome. So I was able to twist her arm, well, we can go see her. If little brother doesn't want to go to camp, he can go fish, so
yeah, there's so much to do out here.
Stuff, man. So I'm definitely working on that. I definitely want to plan on that. But all right, man, I got these 10 questions for you. You ready?
All right, shoot.
All right, St. Pete Beach or Clearwater Beach?
I have been to Clearwater only just walking around, so I don't really know. And St. Pete Beach is literally like a 10-minute walk for me. So I'm going to go St. Pete.
All right, so there's a couple of Mexican places down there that my sister-in-law has taken me to. Casitas or Red Mesa?
I haven't been to either one yet.
I'll try them.
I need to. Make sure you comment both those restaurants in the comments so I can go check them out.
Yeah, I'll do it. Casita.
Perfect.
And then downtown, there's a couple breakfast spots that we hit. One's called the Wooden Rooster, and one is Second on Second.
I've been to Second on Second. It's really good. So I'm gonna go with that. I haven't been to the other one, but there is a spot called Skyway Jack's. That's my favorite.
Oh, I have to check it out.
It's not downtown, but yeah, they're unbelievable.
All right, I'll have to check it out when I get down there. All right, I know you're an Illinois guy, Chicago kid, but I got to go here. You're a St. Pete guy now.
Yeah.
Have you been to a Rowdies game or a Rays game?
I haven't been to either.
So the Rowdies are.
Listen, I want to go really bad. I just haven't had any time. And then when we were actually planning on going as a company, my company was planning on going. We were solidifying tickets, and then all this craziness went down. So
I'm sure you'll get there. And the Rowdies is a big party. So
yeah.
Now, have you tried any of these? First Fridays or the farmers market?
Oh, farmers market. First Friday's too nuts for me. I don't like it. There's too much craziness going on.
It's super cool down there.
Oh, it's amazing.
Scott Tobias said Red Mesa is the way to go.
All right.
You're going a wheat beer or an IPA?
IPA.
I like it. When we get down there, we're going to try a Milo's IPA if you haven't tried it already.
I'm in.
There's a couple pizza places by you. One is called Mario's and one is called Paulie's.
I've been to Mario's. I like it. You can't compete with Chicago pizza, though.
No, yeah, I've got on here too. Like, are you going a Chicago dog or like a New York Sabretz?
Chicago dog.
All the way.
But don't put ketchup on that thing, or else you're gonna get thrown out.
Yeah, I remember the signs when I went to Chicago. No ketchup is here.
Oh, it's a sin.
Yeah, so I wrote this.
You asked for ketchup.
Deep dish or thin crust?
Deep dish all day.
And then in loving memory of our beef, Beebe or Sentis?
Beebe, of course.
All day.
Of course. All day.
Are any of your brothers going to be down for the camp?
My brother just had a newborn, so it's going to be hard for him to come down. I know a lot of his Beebe Trained guys are going to come down from Illinois, so we have a lot of Illinois studs that are going to be out here, which is going to be awesome to see them again, because I coach them out in Illinois as well. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be like a little reunion and a clash of both Beebe Trains coming together and getting better.
Yeah, that would have to be cool if you're a kid up in Chicago and your club says, "Hey, we're going to go to St. Pete, Florida, and do a camp for a few days."
Yeah, it's not terrible.
I can't imagine that sucks, right? Yeah. All they got to say is my brother went down there and decided never to come back.
Yep.
Illinois is coming down here, bringing a lot of people.
Oh yeah, everybody.
I had Olson on. Is it Olson? That came from Illinois too.
Lake.
Yeah. So, man, a lot of good Midwest, Northern. Man, a lot of people coming to Florida. I guess they like the sunshine and the water.
Like I said, I'm a 10-minute walk from the beach. I mean, there's no beating this. It's absolutely incredible out here.
Yeah, I was going to ask, Chicago winters or Florida winters, right?
Florida. I'll tell you what, like I said before, Chicago is amazing in the summer. There's not too many places better than Chicago in the summer, but
yeah, that Navy Pier was pretty fun.
Oh yeah, the whole city in general. I love Chicago. I'll always love Chicago, and Chicago will always be home. But I'm getting along very well here in St. Pete.
That's what they told me.
What's that?
I think I told you when I went to Chicago, I was like, "Man, I love this place. I could live here." And they were like, "Yeah, come back in December."
No, I'll never live in Chicago again. I'm committed to Florida. I mean, it's amazing out here.
Awesome, man. Hey, man. Well, thanks for jumping in and taking this spot for me. I know you're a busy man and you're trying to get everything together to get back opened. And I don't know if anybody's got a little warehouse down there in St. Pete that's watching this. Hit him up. I'm sure he can use a place to throw down a mat right now and get the kids rolling.
Yeah, I mean, we're working on it. I mean, we've got options. Our families are, I've said this before, my Beebe Trained families and coaching staff and everything are just the greatest supporting cast. And whenever I say, listen, we need this, that, or the other, I got 10 different text messages flooding on my phone saying, "Hey, I got this option. Hey, I got this option. Hey, I got this option." So what we've surrounded ourselves with out here with our parents and our coaching staff is incredible. So it's only a matter of time before we are going to absolutely explode just because of the supporting staff, supporting cast that we have.
There's got to be some really cool beach pagodas that can fit a mat.
Yeah, true.
That wouldn't be bad. The parents on the beach drinking beer, the kids under the mats. I can't think.
We actually do before every session. What we do is we do a spike ball tournament on the beach with Beebe Trained, which is kind of a cool event that we do. It gets all the parents and the kids and anybody who's new to Beebe Trained. They could come in and meet not only the staff but the support around Beebe Trained. So that's kind of something that me and the coaching staff and the parents try to get together and do kind of to kick off every session. Unfortunately, this session didn't get kicked off. So, well, we're definitely going to get back to that once the restrictions are lifted. I think we've had two so far, and we're going to keep doing that before every session when times are normal again.
Awesome. Yeah, I've learned that usually August is the wrestling community's day off, a whole month of August, but I don't think that's happening this year. I think
we've had plenty of time off.
Yeah,
we're ready to roll right into season.
Nice. All right, man. Hey, again, I appreciate you coming on. I'd love talking to you anytime you want. shortly. And
Yeah, let me know. You got my number.
yes, sir. See you, my
All
brother.
righty. Have a good one.